Hey gang, it's me, your Uncle Todd here. Sorry about not getting a episode up about Stranger Things before now, but it's been a pretty wild week, and it's going to be a pretty busy weekend because I've got other videos to make. But Stranger Things. First off, I don't know why they ended as a first half, second half, considering there's only 2 episodes in the second half. Admitted, the last episode's like almost 2.5 hours, but they could have split that into 2 episodes and made 3. And they could also just made it all at once, but I'm not going to complain. So, when we last left the group, Nancy was taken over by Vecna. And as we start here, he shows her what he's been. Now he shows her what he plans to do. And then he lets her go. Well, she's horrified. He's planning to open one more gate, which will give him 4. And then, first the town, then the surrounding area, until he covers the globe. And just destroy everything with his monsters. So, they have to come up with a plan. They decide, realizing that, Dustin realizes that he will be at his weakest when he's actually working towards that last kill. And they can kill him if they are in the Upside Down. Max decides to be that bait since he's already marked her. And she's not going to let someone else suffer that fate. But they need weapons. So, in a very comedic move, Eddie steals someone's mobile home. And they drive off to a gun store. Well, it's sort of a doomsday prepper store, really. With guns, weapons, anything you think of. And they're stocking up, with gasoline so they can make Molotov cocktails, shotguns, rifles, knives, that kind of thing. Nancy runs into the basketball captain. And he is suspicious of her because he knows her brother and Dustin are friends. And he's after Dustin because Dustin, he feels, knows where Eddie is. But they get out and get on their way. And then they start making weapons. There is a very foreshadowy, serious talk Robin and Steve have about they might not make it. So I'm thinking in the last episode someone's going to die, and I'm pretty sure at this point it's going to be Steve, sadly. At this point, we need to shift to Elle, who is recovered. She lifts up the entire Nita machine with her mind. She wants to leave. Brenner doesn't think that's a good idea. He thinks she's not ready. Sam sides with 11 because that was the deal. They get her back to her abilities, and then she can leave and go to Hawkins. Well, Brenner isn't too happy with that, and he has his guards seize Sam, beat him up, and then handcuff him to a pipe. He tries to trap 11, and he and 11 have an argument. And she basically blames him for all that's happened. And she realizes he was using her to try and find one. She almost kills him. But although he's badly beaten by her, he's still alive and manages to drug her. And when she wakes up, she's got a control collar on. Well, it's more of a shock collar. But at this point, the military arrives and it starts an all-out firefight. And 11 is taken out by, well, not taken out. Brenner escapes with her. But there's a helicopter up above, and they shoot him. And they're asking for orders to shoot 11. Sam tries to make a deal. He can put her in a coma, and then if another murder happens, then they'll know it's not her. And if another one doesn't happen, then it's more than likely she is the culprit. But the general, or colonel, never really paid attention to his rank, he says to take the shot. Well, 11's a little pissed. And she downs the copter, and it blows up and takes out most of the other vehicles there. By this time, thanks to Susie, Jonathan, Mike, William, and the stoner, they make it to there. And they come to, and Elle is overjoyed. Mike came for her. Oh, so excited. She's so grateful. And we're all happy. Her collar unlocks. Brenner isn't dead yet, but he is dying. And he tells Elle he did this all to protect her. He wants her to know that. And he wants her to tell him that she understands that. But all she'll tell him is goodbye. It's very tearful, not malicious, but she can't give him that. And then they get into the van and they leave. And well, the military is a little pissed about this. And she had done some that mind walking thing she does, and has learned that they are planning what other people in Hawkins, her friends, are planning. And she knows they are in great danger, and says they have to get back to Hawkins as quickly as possible. But it's like 4,000 miles. It'll take them days to drive there. Queue up. Somehow they're going to have a faster way. Meanwhile, Max and Marcus and I believe Robin are going back to the house. The Vecna house, basically, in this part. Max is going to be the bait to draw Vecna to them, while Nancy, Eddie, Dustin, and might have gotten those. But anyways, the rest of the group is heading to another gate to go back through, more than likely the one at Eddie's, to go back in and get to the attic and kill Vecna while he's busy with Max. And that's where the episode ends. Really exciting episode. A lot of emotion. The scene between 11 and Brenner, where she says that he is basically the monster, and they're both crying. And heading for the exciting conclusion, and I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we'll get to that sometime next week. And then we'll wrap up this season. Oh, forgot again. The Russia story. Well, I don't know why I always do this. The Demogorgon is just laying havoc with that base. He's trying to climb out of the pit. The Russian comrade has found a sewer system. So they all climb into the sewer system, and they come out outside the main base, but they're still in the compound. Stealing a van, and they ram it through the gates and get away. Now, the smuggler is still with them. How he climbed through the sewer and all that with his hands tied behind his back, I don't know. But it's a TV show. Let's just go with it. And the comrade's going to shoot him unless he can tell them he has a plane that can get them out of Russia. He says he does. They show up at this dilapidated warehouse type thing, barn, whatever, in the same town where all his supplies are kept. And it's a little helicopter, and it needs repair work. And he's actually never flown it. But he assures them it can get them too close to the border, then they can refuel and get over into Alaska. They come up with the idea of calling Owens in the States, see if he can give them any help. Now, unfortunately, he's in military custody now because of the whole thing with 11. But he is their only contact, so they place a call and then they have to wait for the call back because, you know, see, it was the 80s, international things and whatnot. And so that's where they are. Really hopeful they can get out of Russia without any more casualties. Because I'd really like Hopper and Joyce to be together. And that is everything that's happened. So, please hit like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next week for the conclusion.